Welcome to Superbike School UK. Coming up in part 1, I learn the hip flick with Andy and put it to the test with Gary. And catch up with classmate Derek Redmond on a track day at Brands Hatch. Join me, Sheila Nair, as we follow 3 very different riders through the school. Al Fagan, bike journalist and supersport racer, is no stranger to the track. Derek Redmond, 400-metre Olympian, is looking to take his track riding to the next level. And then there's me. I just want to go faster. Track day advice just hasn't cut it for me, so I'm looking to Andy to change my riding for good. The California Superbike School is a brainchild of one man, Keith Code. The basic idea of the school being, if you're faster in the corner, you'll be faster all round.
I didn't really start to train people for professional racing until the end of 1980.
In 1980, the California Superbike School was born. The school soon began to attract attention from riders and racers worldwide. And in 1999, Andy Ibbott became the school's first British coach in Europe. The linchpin of the school's European effort, he also works with some of motorcycle racing's brightest stars.
Once a rider's managed to master knee-to-knee, we add a second part to this, which is called hip flick. Hip flick is essentially the timing of the movement from one side of the bike to the other, whilst the knee-to-knee part of the drill is the part that actually gives the stability. So when you go down the straight and you're going to end up into a corner, what do you tend to do with your body position? When do you set up for the corner? Early. And we're going through a fast section like Surtees down here. We need to actually set ourselves up for the corner before we actually get there and go through. So when the bike's here, leant over to the left-hand side, we actually want to already be here, ready for the bike to go right. Okay? So we're here. Before the bike actually moves, we want to set ourselves into position here. Now, how am I going to move myself across the bike? Yeah, use this knee as leverage. Okay, so you're here. If you push that knee into the tank, it will bring your body across. The only other alternative that you have is to be here, is to push on the outside peg. Sorry, the inside peg, which is going to then lift you out the seat, and it's going to make the bike feel unstable. Okay, so we're going to move our body position across from here, and push that into the tank and bring our bum over. So we're not breaking the golden rule of going with the bike. Okay, because the upper body is still in line with the bike. It's just the lower body's moved across, ready for when we flick it over to the right-hand side. Okay, so this is just a point of timing more than anything else. At the moment you're moving with the bike, and we need to change that so you move ahead of the bike. Does that make sense? Push this into the tank so it brings your bum over. Good, keeping grip with the tank, that's good. Bike moves, you move. Good. Do it again for me. There, okay, bike moves, you move. Excellent. Okay?
It's time to meet a familiar face. Derek Redmond's duties have made him scarce recently, but I visited Brands Hatch in the Kent countryside between schools to catch up with my truant classmate. So Derek, you've done a couple of track days since the CSS training.
Yeah.
Has any of it stuck?
Little bits of it. It's difficult to say all of it sticks because, as you know, you are given so much information in one day, and then you go back and you give it a load more information the second day. There's no way you can go to a track and remember everything and put everything into practice. So the odd bit sticks with me. There's a couple of things. The pickup drill definitely stuck with me. I would say that's the one thing that stuck with me the most. Chasing some of the guys in our group, I need to get every advantage I can get, so I need to pick the bike up and get on the gas a bit quicker. So I think that's one of the reasons I've picked that particular drill up a lot more than, say, most others.
Are you finding anything that you're doing nowadays on track days that's different to before?
Oh, definitely. My body position is different. Most people have noticed that my body position is slightly different because you do the two-step or the three-step where you're looking for your tipping point, then you're looking for the apex, then you're looking for your exit point.
So you are actually breaking down the corner now as opposed to kind of just...
Trying to. Possibly if you've got a circuit with 20 corners, maybe 3 corners, I do break it down. A lot of it is hard to remember because you tend to go back into default mode, your natural sort of riding skills. But when you first get there, it's you're all fingers and thumbs. You're all back to where you were. And in fact, it's more confusing because you're trying to fight your old style to what you should be doing. And it takes me a couple of sessions to get into the swing of things. But once I do, certain things do stick, and I do remember things.
Do you think it's highlighting the things that you were doing anyway, and so you can focus on those things?
Absolutely, the things that you were doing right. It's nice to be told you're doing things right. We all like to be told that we're doing things right. So the fact that I'm told, yeah, this is what you're supposed to do, and you're doing it, it just makes you feel like, oh yeah, well, I've got that bit. And it's one less thing, to be honest, that you've got to concentrate on, because there's 30 other things that you could be doing every time you go into a corner. So if you can eradicate 2 or 3 of them, you ain't got to worry about that. You've only got 22, 25, 26 other things to worry about. So yeah, that's nice to hear that. But also, it's nice to do the things that you weren't doing.
You said earlier on you're quite surprised that you weren't getting your knee down quite as often.
Yeah.
And that obviously means that the bike's not over as much.
Absolutely.
It's in a much straighter line.
Absolutely. I'm actually going a lot straighter. I'm going deeper into the corner and turning a lot later. So my apex, my apex is a lot further around the bend than where it used to be on most corners now. Depending on the corner, how far around, but definitely my apex has moved further around the corner because I'm sort of going a lot straighter, a lot deeper before I'm tipping the bike in, which is why I'm not having to scrape my knee all the way around, because I'm not got the bike on the lean all the way around the corner. So yeah, my knee is not going down at all now, so I'll have to get the angle grinder out on the old knee sliders now.
Right against the brick wall.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
But that's obviously where the pickup drill's coming in, isn't it? Because you said you enjoyed it, so you're obviously getting that bike up.
Yeah.
Is there anything that really does not sit comfortably with you, something that hasn't worked?
There's some things that give you an instant fix and an instant result. There's certain things that you've got to work on. There's lots of things. My throttle control is something I've still got to work on. I do believe I can be taking corners a lot quicker and getting on the gas a little earlier than I still do. And I'm still a little bit worried about getting on the throttle too early and the back end coming around and high-sided. That still sort of plays in my mind. So there's an area that's not going to be sort of repaired overnight. It's something that I'm going to have to work on and feel my way through it. But things like the pickup drill, things like the two-step or the three-step, they're sort of things that you can do instantly and get instant results, even if it just makes you feel a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more stable.
So do you think you might go and do level 3?
Definitely.
That's your body position.
Yeah, I will go back and do level 3 and level 4. In fact, I'm hoping to get them done later this year. What's the grid next year on the BSB?
Yeah.
I will be on the grid, hopefully, taking someone's tyre warmers off. I won't be sitting on the back with the. No, I'm not even good enough looking to do that. But no, I mean, I still have aspirations to want to race. We will possibly race at some point this year. It may not be in this country. There's a couple of sort of quite low-key, sort of friendly races in Spain that we're thinking of doing. So I will at least have one go this year, and then depending on how it goes next year, I might get a little bit more serious and we're thinking of getting to doing some of these endurance races. So I think it's more about consistency, and then that's where your technique can come in, because you're going to get more fatigued, and when you're fatigued you need to just relax, use your technique, and I think your technique will keep you at the same sort of speed that you were going at when you were fresh, if not quicker.
Shall I keep that in mind?
Keep that in mind, yeah.
Cool, thanks Derek.
Thank you.
And we'll catch up with you soon, I hope.
Yeah, definitely. All right, cheers.
Next, it's off the simulator and out on track.
Do you feel more stable in left turns or right turns?
I think I feel better on left.
You look better on left.
After I spoke to you, I think it felt fine, and then going into drills, and then the second time I went round, I got distracted by another rider going round, and then kind of went, stop looking at him, do what you're doing by that point.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, because the first time you did it, it was nice and smooth. Then the second time, as you said, it was really quite disjointed. And the third time, then the information came back again. There's no distractions.
I tried to. I don't think you can see. There's a bit of a vanishing point there. I think I kind of tried to focus on that point, on the inside of that, where the two sides of the track seem to meet, and try to focus on the inside there. And that really, as soon as I tipped it in and I could feel the bike going around, I really made an effort to start looking down the inside.
Yeah. Your drive on the exit was a lot better. It was more positive.
I just don't know why. As soon as I feel it going down there, I just feel myself getting hesitant.
Clearways and Paddock Hill are quite nice open turns, so you've got plenty of space and time to do things, whereas turns like Druids, and to a certain extent Graham Hill as well, first you've got to think about where you're going to go, because if you don't have anywhere to go, then you'll struggle, because you need the space in front of you to accelerate into. You need to be creating that space and get the information flowing through your eyes, so that you've always got that space going through there.
So I really feel myself starting to tense up and taking all the weight on my hands.
You've already started to brake and slow down, so you put more weight on the front, so the bike's becoming unstable. And then to add to the instability, you move your body around. And you're giving yourself more things to do when you're coming up to the turn, when there are more important things you have to think about. If you were to get your body into position sooner, would that give you one thing less to worry about when you came to the turn? But two right turns, they're quite close together given the speed that you're talking about. So once you get yourself into position on the entrance to Paddock Hill here, and your body's in position, then why not stay there?
Yeah, because my thighs are quite locked in, my knees are quite locked in when I come down, and then when I get back in the seat, everything relaxes in my legs, and then I kind of forget to lock in again.
So what, you just stayed there on the exit of Paddock Hill? Yeah, so give that a try next session.
I was trying the hip flip as well with that.
Yeah, I noticed you were trying that, yeah. It's a strain, but it was actually quite nice, I thought.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Good.
Coming up in part 2, Al refines his turn points with Chief Riding Coach Johnny Haynes. And my classmate and I sit down and compare notes on all we've learned. Don't go away. Welcome back to Superbike School UK. Coming up in part 2, Al's riding his British Supersport bike and searching for every square inch of track he can find. And with the last episode in the series, we look back on what we've learned.
Many of our riders, by the time they reach level 4, find that the refinement is something that they need, because they need the expert eyes of the coach and the expert knowledge of the coach to be able to move them further on in their riding skills.
You'd be forgiven for thinking that as a British Supersport racer, Al knows everything about the racetrack. Throughout level 4, Al has Johnny Haynes to show him otherwise. The only way to do this? Get out on that track.
That's better. All I ever look at is the track and where I want to be on.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know, I kind of imagine a line or whatever it is, but I know where I want to go. And if you discipline yourself, that's all you need to look at. And then you go there. I'm looking at the curve where I want to be, or the apex where I want to be, and I'm actually there, and my knees, I'm just getting to lift my knee up because I'm hitting the curving. And it's why is that a problem? I'm going too tight. How's that too tight? When you're going as fast as you can go, do you want more track or less track? No, more track. So how are you going to get more track if you don't go as tight as you can go? It gives you an extra foot on the exit if you can get it tighter to the inside. As you turn in down the hill and you see the apex going out, and there's
there's like 3 white dots halfway around, and then it gets closer and bigger and bigger and bigger as you get closer. And it's an automatic thing now. It's autopilot. It goes left, 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 and my knees are over them and pretty much past the curb onto the grass. So
Cool. That's a good tight apex. Nothing wrong with that.
no.
No, nothing at all. If you pick that spot and you're absolutely putting the bike where you want it to go, you can be as accurate as you like.
Yeah.
And you can run it right to the edge of the curve. How about the vanishing point, letting the inside white line and the track tow your vision further ahead? How did that go?
That's what made it smoother. That's what made the transition from, the 3-step, just literally it's drawing a dot, and it's all one big smooth line now.
All right, good.
I'm getting there, definitely.
So just need a bit of discipline to keep your attention on where you want to go, not let it wander. Because the thing is, these big red and white curves, they're so easy to look at.
Yeah.
They just grab your attention unless you force yourself to look at where you want to go. So it is just sort of concentration and discipline.
Try another session.
Okay. Cool. Very good. And we'll start using all the gears in the next one. Yeah. So we can get a bit going. Get by all that truck.
Cool.
Nice one. Nice one, mate. Thanks.
Now that may have sounded like a lot to take in, but now with the day drawing to an end, Al has to put it all together on the track.
Up at Drury, last time round, you're in front. Was it a deliberate decision to go all the way out to the outside curb there?
That's pretty much. That's the line I take.
Is that what you look at? Is that the curb out
No.
there? No?
No.
What were you looking at?
Further down the track. Well, as far as I can, but that's the problem. It's a blind spot, isn't it? As soon as you go around the corner, and then it opens up.
So at what point does that open up? And what are you looking at before then?
I'm looking, like Glenn said, there's a green and white border. As soon as I see that, that's when I know to look further down the track.
Alright, well, I want you to go out now, run your normal entry speed, get in there quite hot, and see how much space you can leave on the outside. See how much tight you can hold it all the way around.
All the corners, just do it.
Just a drilling, alright? Because I reckon you got 2 metres there at that speed, easy, and unless you realise how much you've got, you're not going to be able to use it. Alright? So, I mean, when you follow me around there, do you not feel like you go wide on that like, last exit bit? So what causes that?
It's a natural thing. I've done it for years and years and years here.
Let's figure out what causes it so that we can change it, alright?
Cool.
As Andy has said before, Level 4 is all about refinement, and Al's experiences are a perfect example. Refine your vision in one corner, get it right there, and that lesson should open up the whole track for you.
I'm looking at where I want to be and not just sort of going,
You're starting to slow. Good. So even after changing Druids, Graham Hill improved.
Yeah.
Straight away. Yeah. And what did you change in that session?
We're just more relaxed. Instead of just
Visually,
mechanically think about it. Instead of mechanically thinking about it, I'll just go ahead and right corner. I know where to go. I'm just looking where I want to go, and I just go there. And I'm going. I've got confidence riding over the curb. Well, not obviously over the curb, with my knees over the curbs on the grass.
Well, the confidence comes from knowing you can put the bike exactly where you want it.
Yeah.
When you feel that, then it doesn't matter how close you get to the curb, because you know you'll be accurate. But what I liked the most was the exits.
Yeah.
Loads of space.
Yeah.
Good drive.
Yeah.
You know, you weren't going out there for the sake of it. You were using as much space as you needed. You knew you had some in reserve if you needed to overtake. You know, it gives you so much more options.
No, well done.
Next up, it's time for Al and I to compare notes. Everything came together in that last session, Liz. I'm so happy.
You'll be happy after level 4.
Really? How'd you find it?
Hard, first of all, initially, because we had Alton Park at the weekend in BSB, and I went all out, aggressive again, trying to ride the way I usually ride, trying to be fast, and apart from keeping my elbows low and locking the tank, it all went out the window. All the visuals, the knee to knee, other drills went out the window. But after, say, 2 or 3 sessions, I relaxed. Everything was far less mechanical and thought of. Yeah, especially after lunch when I sped up. That was the key.
What wasn't working?
It was like I was looking at the turning point, looking at the apex, and I was looking at the exit, and it felt so alien.
Nothing was flowing.
No.
So just all the visual stuff.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I had to work on, really. Everything else, body position. After the first session, I got back into school mode, if you like, and rather than hanging off and or hamming it up for the camera or good day.
You looked so happy at the end of the day.
Yeah, I was going out with Johnny then, after lunch, speeding everything up. Then I realised I could do it.
Is that what changed? Just doing it
faster
and making it flow. Because if you're doing it faster, it has to. The sequence has to flow one after the other pretty quickly. So you just get on with it.
Like Keith Code said to many people, I guess, you can teach anyone anything if you go in that slow or slow enough. But it's tricky when you get faster and faster.
I really don't like going slow into Druids. As soon as I came out of Paddock Hill Bend and felt I was bottling it and slowed down too much, I just completely messed up that corner. As soon as I kept the speed on as much as I dared, it just all came together so much easier because you're not stop-starting
fighting the bike.
Right, yeah, you're just going with it so much more.
Yeah.
Because I just started really, really enjoying it again. And I think what Andy was saying about as soon as you have a break in your riding, your vision reduces and you start looking down, which is what I was doing. Straight away, as soon as I started going out, my vision was dropping down, and you just lift your chin, open it out.
Training your brain.
Yes. Well, are you racing soon?
Plan to not go in 2 or 3 weeks' time. Be good to put what I've done today and just gone out and relaxed and thought about less. And thought about, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and making it really, really happen.
Let the speed take.
Yeah.
Feel the need for speed. It's all over for the series, and what a ride it's been.
I'll have a sort of at the end of the day.
It's okay. We'll do the corner at this speed, no problems at all. And your fingers go.
We need the guys who really believe in the stuff, so they've all started as students. We don't take anybody who hasn't done the course as a student.
It's not just me.
So get into your... Oh, here we go. Be a journalist, will it, eh?
Is that where you want to go?
No.
Right, okay.
I won't be sitting on the back with the... No, I'm not even good enough looking to do that.
I'll be happy walking away this afternoon.
Coincidence?
Yeah, I think not.
You can just get on with it. It's much easier.